Welcome back. You're listening to the Dr. Casey Show here at AM 830, streaming live on the World Wide Web at am830.net. If you are new to the Dr. Casey Show and you want to learn what I'm all about, what the show has been doing in the first few months, simply go to thedrcaseyshow.com. We've got replays of some great interviews with Tim and Marcy Salmon. We've got some earlier interviews with Julie Foudy and Jason Bell on concussions and all sorts of wonderful topics that can help you maintain and achieve excellence in your sporting life, in your family life in general. Now, I'm really excited about this next segment here on the Dr. Casey Show because it is including a member of our practice, Dr. Shana Alexander. And Dr. Shana, you actually went out in the community yesterday for Little League opening day, and you took a recorder with you, and you went to the people to get some questions.
Yeah, I did. I had a great time. I went to South Irvine's Little League opening day.
Excellent. I'm so excited to hear about this. If you were at the South Irvine Little League opening day and you didn't get a chance to ask Dr. Shana your question, or maybe you thought of something right after she left, that's okay. You can call into the show right now, or if you have another question, the number at the studio is 877-830-830, and we'll do our very best to get you in before we hit the end of the hour. So create a scene, create a picture for us. What is opening day in 2009 like?
Well, it was very busy, very little parking. There was a bunch of different parking lots, and almost every one of them was full. As I was pulling up, I saw probably 4 or 5-year-old boys in full uniforms. It was so adorable. There was hundreds of people there. And
I'm sure they were actually looking very tough.
Absolutely.
Very tough, ready to play. Okay, great.
And all the athletes were in full uniforms because it was also picture day.
Okay.
And they had a bunch of different events going on, like a pitching contest, face painting, tons of barbecued food. There was a raffle of baskets, just a lot of different stuff going on.
So this was a festival.
It was, with balloons and everything.
Wow.
And
Excellent.
even a mime.
A mime?
Yeah.
Really? Was the mime in uniform or just in mime attire?
In mime attire, and he tapped me on the shoulder and tried to trick me and walk the other way.
He could not exactly ask you a question for the Dr. Shana report.
He didn't.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we do have some questions prepped and ready to go, and we're gonna provide some answers. This first question, set it up for us a little bit that we're gonna hear.
The first question you're gonna hear is the first coach that I approached. He's a T-ball coach. He's very friendly. Him and his wife are big Angels fans. And he came up with a creative question that I had never thought of before.
All right, well, let's hear his question.
Basically, my question, I'm Coach John from Irvine Little League T-ball. What's the best way to handle special needs kids, undiagnosed mental deficiency, or however it's properly said? What's the best way to handle the child and the parents? Thank you. I'll take my answer off the air.
All right, so Coach John, he wanted to understand. Now, I'm a little confused, and you got to speak with him a little more. What specifically is he concerned about for his kids with special needs?
Well, it sounds like it's a safety issue. He said that the kids are at different levels, is how I understand it. And so he's concerned about having a certain children, let's say at first base, and having a ball thrown at them and them getting hit in the face or something like that.
Okay, because of some physical or psychological delays that prevent them from learning the mechanics of catching a ball as their as the majority of the team.
Right.
Okay, and this is a very valid concern, because I also heard in Coach John's voice and in his question that some of the parents might disagree with his assessment.
Right.
Okay, and I'm assuming he understands that, he's just going with his gut instinct and he's not trying to, properly diagnose the kids on his team. Okay. But he knows, based on his experience, that there's something that is creating a difference for this kid, and he wants to make sure they stay safe. Okay. My advice, Coach John, is to trust your gut. Absolutely do not, when it's a safety issue, do not fall into the parents' hands by allowing them to manipulate you, by them telling you what their child needs coaching-wise. You're still the coach. And even though this is a Little League team and the parents sometimes feel that they should have a lot of say, the responsibility for managing the team ultimately falls on you. And so what I would definitely recommend is that if you have some parents who are disagreeing with you, that you set a private time to chat with them really informally, but separate them so that they're not having to feel vulnerable in front of other people, and just let them know, look, my gut is telling me that there is something that might be putting your child at risk if I were to do what you're asking me to do. And so for that reason, I am not going to play your child where you would like them to be played, because I'm looking after their safety, and that's ultimately my responsibility to do. Ask them to respect your decision on that, and I'm sure that they will, if the parents are right and you are wrong, they will catch up. And there's going to be a lot of years of Little League for them to be able to play lots of different positions. So let them know that there's plenty of time and that you're going to follow through on your instincts to make sure that their child stays safe and put them in a place where you feel the most comfortable. All right? So we have a lot of other questions from opening day. Let's take one more question before we go to break. This second question, set it up for us. What is this one about?
So this is also a T-ball coach, and they were just lining up to get their pictures taken. So I didn't get too much background information, but he thought of a question rather quickly.
Okay, let's hear him.
Yeah, at the T-ball level, one of the challenges we have is keeping the kids' attention, especially for, practices and then the games. What would you recommend in terms of coaching to keep their attention?
And this is coming from one of the coaches, right?
That's correct.
Thank you.
All right. Listen to you hard at work out there. Sounds like you can hear that it was a festival. Kids everywhere. My goodness. All right. So this question is about how to keep kids' attention, especially at the younger ages like T-ball, correct?
Right.
Okay. What does your gut tell you on this one?
Well, I think that in baseball, the athletes cannot be asked to focus the entire game. There's certain times when they need to step into the moment and be able to pay attention, but they can't be asked to focus the entire game 100%, even at the professional level.
Right.
So at T-ball level, that's
Right.
a whole nother ball game.
Absolutely. And I hear in the coach's question also about practice.
Right.
So let's cover practice too, because I think one of the most important things that a coach at a T-ball level can do is to make it fun.
Right.
You have a responsibility, just like a teacher does at the same age, to set limits in the classroom. We'll set limits within your team, within your practices, but also do it in a loving way. Make it fun. All right. Limits with love. All right. And in order to keep their attention, the fun is going to do that. But you need to change things up repeatedly. You need to change things up in a way that allows a short period of time to then turn over and transition into something else. It creates some extra work for you in a way, but it's going to limit the amount of time and energy that you're putting into, hey, come on over here. Oh, hey, no, wait, look over. It'll limit that, and it allows you to keep things fresh and keep them engaged. It reminds me of when my daughter Avery, she started U5 soccer this last year. She gave that a try with AYSO, and most of the time she just wanted to hold hands with her teammates and skip around and kick the ball, and heaven forbid a butterfly fly through. But you have to sort of roll with that as opposed to fight it, and
Right.
You're going to find yourself much more effective. All right, we're going to take another quick break because we're in an abbreviated hour here for the Dr. Casey Show, and we'll come right back with some more questions from opening day at Little League and the Dr. Shana Report. You're listening to the Dr. Casey Show here at AM 830, and we'll be right back.